Welcome back to Chat South Asia with nobody else but Joshua John. And continuing with our conversation, before we took the break, you were going to tell us about some memorable experiences you've had while riding around South Asia.
Yeah, well, there's lots of memorable experiences. I can only think of the most recent one because it's what happened just a couple of weeks ago.
Where was it?
And that was going to Nepal.
Okay.
And I went with my beautiful wife, Asha, and she likes riding as well.
Right.
But unfortunately, we had timed it really well during the Dashera October time where the sun is shining and it's all sunny and it's nice, and yet there's a little bit of nip in the air.
Right.
Unfortunately for us, we had that torrential rain that suddenly pitched up, and people said it was in last 100 years, it never happened. So we had it for the 3 days running, and we got more and more miserable. And in fact, at one point we stopped at a cafe coffee day, and we were so miserable we needed to put something on because we hadn't come prepared.
Obviously, yeah.
So they gave us 2 garbage bags, big garbage bags that we put on. And then we put sellotape around our waist, and we put plastic on our shoes, and thought that would help. But 15 minutes later, we were back completely drenched. And it's memorable because when we arrived at the border, what happened was I realized I had misplaced my bike papers. So for me to bring the bike in would be illegal. And I just prayed, and I said, sir, the border customs, I said, this is the story. We are genuine people. We're not lying to you, but we've had a 3 days of hell, and we're here. And at that point, I experienced what I would call grace. And grace is basically something that we all need. And at that point, this man, this Nepali gentleman, he said, why don't you have some bhujia? You look tired. Eat something. And why don't you go to the hotel, get dry, and come back, and we'll sort this out. And at that point, I was so defeated, so sick, so tired. I basically was...
And this angel, in
one sense, this person, a most unlikely character. The person who I thought was going to tell me, "Nay,
go back.
You can't come in." And I found a photocopy, and he let us in. But it was really memorable because, however bad you think things are going to get, there's a point where it ends.
True. So you can get defeated.
Yeah, and it's like the point where you surrender. It's like something.
So he was just your next door neighbor, just saying, "It's okay, kid. If you forgot, it's okay. Get some rest."
Yeah, which is very unlikely. I've done a lot of journeys, and people are very, very particular about paperwork because naturally it's his job in line. He can't just let anybody into another country. And it wasn't like I had to bribe anything. I mean, instead, the person was giving us a raincoat, was giving us something to eat. So it was really a memorable moment, So, and that's the most recent thing.
All right, lovely. Yeah. Well, coming back to then India, where you were born, you also run a club.
Yeah, in one sense, yeah.
And you were telling me how